I apologize. Mr. Kazim Mujtaba is going to be giving the keynote address, and the moderator will be Ms. Paresh Chaudhary. So the Chief Commercial Officer at Jazz, Mr. Kazim Mujtaba, you're invited to please come on stage for a keynote address. All our guests are requested to please settle down as our keynote speaker is going to begin. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I would like to welcome all the distinguished guests to the Techno Summit. And special thanks to Techno Mobile and Brand Spectrum for organizing this summit and just making sure that everyone who is part of this industry is in one room. The Honorable Minister, he spoke about a lot of elements that are very important to enable 5G. He talked about fiberization in Pakistan. He talked about having favorable terms for auctioning the spectrum, whether it is in rupees or it is going to be on favorable installment plans. That all those things are very important to make sure that the industry gets ready for 5G. Right now in Pakistan, we have about 190 million mobile SIMs that are available with our customers. Given the growth rate of our population of in excess of 2%, we are adding millions of new customers, first-time customers to our networks every year. It just shows the potential that this industry has, and it is very important that we are able to capture that market and are able to provide the right goods and services for those customers. The dynamics have changed significantly on how the mobile operators used to interact with the customers and what the demand of the customers used to be about a decade back. Over there, at the launch of 4G in Pakistan, the people were more interested in what is my data speed, how many GBs do I get, how many minutes do I get. But right now, the main focus has become, what can I do with that data? And that actually calls for developing use cases and investing in products and services that help customers use the data that is available on the current technologies. Same challenge we see when it comes to 5G, that even if we have the handsets available, the most important thing is what can a customer do with 5G. That is where our collaboration with NUS comes into play. Because in that lab, a lot of products and services can be developed and tested just to make sure that we are developing the right things for enabling the customers to use 5G. Fiberization is one of the key elements of 5G because the amount of data traffic that will be generated, the current infrastructure is not 100% ready to cope with that. So it was very encouraging to hear from Dr. Umar Saif that there are initiatives that are going to bring fiber production in Pakistan, and there are plans to lay more fiber in Pakistan. That is the most critical thing when it comes to 5G. Otherwise, we will not be able to carry the traffic because the current infrastructure is more supportive towards 4G instead of 5G. And in a lot of areas, we have VSAT, we have microwave, which is good enough for 4G, but we need fiber connecting all the towers, the base stations, the main MSCs, and the international bandwidth through good quality fiber. Then the other thing that we spoke about is handset penetration. Now, 5G is both a consumer and a B2B technology, because right now predominantly the mobile technology has enabled an individual customer, and for corporate solutions, it is mostly connecting their vehicles, going machine to machine and having connections for their employees. But 5G opens up a lot of opportunities for them to look at their manufacturing processes, to look at their assembly lines. There is a whole lot of services and products that are available, but we need to make sure that the corporate sector, the awareness is there and the willingness is there to invest in this technology. We are also very aware of the fact that for individuals, the handset cost right now is prohibitively high that enable 5G. Less than 1% of the current handset in the cellular market is supporting 5G technology, and this number has to go up. Because for operators to invest in 5G, the ecosystem needs to be there, the demand needs to be there, and all the enablers need to be in place. Right now, if I see, 4G still hasn't reached a saturation point in Pakistan. We are 50% penetration of mobile broadband. Still, a lot of population is not covered with 4G. Still, we have millions of customers using traditional voice services over 2G. So Jazz is taking steps to ensure that the penetration of mobile broadband in the 4G arena is expedited. We are launching a lot of new services that enable the use of 4G technology, like whether it is on the fintech side or it is on the entertainment side. There is a lot of products and services being launched that enable the customers to actually use the data that is available. Then we see through the USF initiatives, a lot of far-flung areas are being provided 4G coverage. As Dr. Omar Saif also mentioned, that we don't want to just have a technology which is confined to the top tier cities where the affordability is there. It has to be for the masses. And the ecosystem, the enablers, everything has to be in place. 4G penetrations need to reach from the current level of 50% to 80% to set the ground for introducing 5G. So I think once all these things are there, we as an industry, we need to work together in making sure that all the pieces, all the enablers for us to enter the 5G arena are available, whether it is on the infrastructure side, on the devices side, favorable spectrum terms and conditions, and how we roll out the technology, the sites, the coverage, the capacity on 5G. I think the important stakeholders are in this room who are going to play a very important role in working together to make sure that Pakistan has a very bright digital future and we can move on to 5G as quickly as possible. Thank you.